computer. Hit my little button here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Showtime.
It's showtime. Hold on your timeline next. Better with 2 monitors here, but you know, life goes on. I had to do it on my laptop, so. The show goes on. Okay, say something.
Testing 1, 2. Testing.
Okay, all right, we'll get you up here. Find out how your leadership will increase your bottom line even during the virus. All right. And are we, okay, let's see here. You click the little button and we are live. Okay, public. Go live. And, oh, well, whatever. Hey, everybody, we are live. Hey, welcome, everybody. This is Albert, AKA the Taxman, with another one of my cool shows from Increase Your Bottom Line. As everybody know, I am the Taxman, but for almost 40 years, okay, I've helped at least 16,000 businesses, you know, increase their bottom line. What really always hurts me is when they come in and I see these new clients and they're not reaching their potential, or they're giving way too much money away. Well, guess what? Today we got an awesome guest, Mr. Burt Oliva. He's the
Oliva.
All right. Well, you know, I had too much water today. You know, English was never my strong part. You know that, Burt. I just get so up.
You just leave in Hialeah. That's all that matters.
That's all, baby. Look, guys, I don't speak well. I don't write well, but I know how to get you to ching ching, right? At the end of the day, right, Mr. Burt? That's all that matters.
The most important thing, right? Yeah.
Most important thing. Well, Mr. Burt is a leadership and behavior expert. You know, he's been in this business for over 27 years. He's traveled the globe, worked with some of the greatest speakers and motivation experts in the planet. So today he's going to show you some easy and simple tips that even in our wonderful virus, guess what? You should still be going ching ching and bling bling. So Mr. Burt, welcome, and how are you today?
Good, man. How you doing? It's been a while. It's been, like you said, about a year. I think it's more than that. We haven't seen each other for like maybe 2 years now.
Right.
About a year and a half, I think.
And the funny thing is, guess what? You're part of actually what my Ninja Profit Secrets rule number 1 is. You go to events, because we met at an event. Even though I'm in Miami, well, we're both in Miami, but like 20 miles apart. And when you go to events, and this is what I always tell people, when you go to events, guys, you can't stay home and watch Netflix, okay? Your wallet is going to be determined how many events you're going to go see. Now, oh, wow, well, it's the covert. Well, I don't care. It's called virtual. You know, a lot of
you can actually network more now with this new virtual platform than you actually did when you had to drive somewhere. Just think about this. If we're going to like a Bill Walsh event, right? And then you have to drive or fly out to Vegas. So now you got to get on a plane, fly out to Vegas. Then we meet up there with Bill and all these other guys. And, you know, then you have to have room and board. And now you can go to 3 or 4 conferences a day. So this is the best way to network right now. So there's no excuse. People are using this as an excuse of, well, you know, when it was open, yeah, well, you know what? When it was open, it was great. There was that human connection. However, right about now, this is a new norm, right? We don't know if it's going to go away, but for the most part, right now, even when everything shifts and goes back to normal, whatever that norm is, this will be part of the new norm. So what I tell a lot of people that are thinking about, you know, earning more income and building their bottom line is, what are you waiting for? Do what like Albert is doing. Pick up a computer, go ahead and get on Zoom, reach out to all the professional speakers or people in the industry that can help the people that follow you, and do small interviews. That's it. That's enough work, because now all my followers will go ahead and find out more about Albert. And then Albert's followers will find out more about me. You know, this is the time that you have to go out and network. You're in direct proportion of your net worth is in direct proportion of your networking. You have to network and you have to connect with people. And right now, this is the way to do it.
Can I add one more thing on this, Burt?
Of course.
As part of my my Ninja Profit Secrets course that we're launching, guess what? What's it cost? Now listen, I'm trying to say, to go, how many webinars do you see floating down your Facebook feed that are FREE? What does that cost you to click the button? Oh, guess what? You might have to add your email. See, 2 things for success on Facebook. You know what it is, Bart? And tell me if this is not true. A, you have to go down your Facebook. You have to click the little button, guys, on your phone. Clickety, click, click. And heaven forbid, Bert, you might have to give somebody your email. Oh, my gosh. Then you're going to say, oh, it's my privacy. He's going to email me 49 times. And you know what I'm going to say to that, Bert? Guess what? If he emails you once and you don't like what he does, can you do, Bert? It's called you click the delete button.
Yeah, the unsubscribe. Just unsubscribe. That's it.
You like that one, huh, Bert? The bottom line is, guys, you can go out there, and guess what? We're doing this on Facebook. This is going to be on my YouTube channel. It'll be all the way, all across the globe, but it's not costing anything. And now you get awesome speakers that I'm coming up with. I mean, I'm an awesome guy anyways, but you know, I'm sure you'd rather hear Bert than hear me. So anyways, Bert.
You're a trip, Albert.
By the way, have I changed since we met? Never, right?
No, and that's really another thing. That's another great tip. You need to be the best you can be. A lot of people pretend to be something they're not. And when you meet the person at an event, you're like, oh my God, I thought you were so different, because on a virtual platform, you acted a certain way. What you see with Albert is what you get. And that's the way you should be yourself. If you want to attract business into your world and you want to attract the right people into the world, just be the best you can be. Think about this. There's over 7.7 billion people on this planet. And a lot of them may not like Albert. They may not like Bert. They might be waiting for you to log in. So stop holding yourself back from all these great opportunities. Look, when tough times like this happen, new millionaires and billionaires are being created. Yep. The only question I have for you is, are you going to be one of those? Or are you going to sit back and then later on say, I should have, would have, could have? You don't want to live there. So the best way to do that is to take action. Right, Albert?
Amen. And like I said, and people aren't taking advantage. Oh, sorry. You can't see this through Bluetooth. But show them what I'm explaining, what I'm putting up here. It's not, can you see it? It's
cell phone.
My cell phone. But
the
blue screen, it doesn't always come out right, guys. But, you know, here it is. But anybody who ever follows me or knows, I'm out of the box, right, Bert? I tell it like it is. No script, no nothing. Okay, Mr. Bert, I see these cool things on your banner here, which is, by the way, I love it. So let's start going over what you're saying. Okay, let's go. I see, you know, and by the way, I always interrupt. I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm a thinker. I don't take notes. I just, sorry, I'm a on-the-go guy. Okay, so if I interrupt you, I'm sorry. I'm just having another concept because you're saying something, and I have a question that my people are going to ask. So now, question number 1 is, why do you have Make It Happen, by the way? Why is that your logo?
Yeah, well, I've been part of the people. There's 2 types of people that watch life happen, and then the other group of people that make it happen through life. And in 1994 was when I had my pivot, the major transition the turn where I decided that this is what I was going to do. For the past 27 years, I've been on stages all over the world. So really what happened was there's a whole story that I share on a platform. I'll try to break it down a little short since we don't have that much time. But in 1994, I remember waking up in the morning and stumping my foot. And I'm like, oh God, today is going to be one of those days. Think about it. How many of you have ever had one of those days when you set it up yourself and you knew it was going to be bad? No matter what you did, it was going to be one of those days. I remember leaving the house. I couldn't find my keys. I finally get in the car, and then I couldn't open the car because I couldn't have the keys. Long story short, I finally get in the car. I'm driving to work. I get into a fender bender, and I said to myself, I knew it was going to be one of those days. Next thing you know, I get back in the car. We keep driving towards the work, and then I get a ticket for speeding. By the time I get to the water cooler in the office where I was working at, I looked at everyone and said, I knew today was going to be one of those days. But I realized that if you choose to approach it a little different, if you stump your foot first thing in the morning and you go, oh my God, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to make it happen. And once I realized that the longest 18 inches in the human body are the one from your head to your heart, when you connect those 18 inches, then your outcome will be totally different. So whenever something bad, that's where it all started. The whole concept of making it happen is that when something bad happens, just take a breath and then say, you know what am I going to do about this? I'm going to make it happen. We have a pandemic. What are you going to do about it? I'm going to make it happen. Not complain about how the businesses are going down. I mean, look at you, Mr. Taxman. You were Mr. Taxman before the pandemic, during the pandemic, and after the pandemic.
By the way, we went up. By the way, just so everybody know, we only went up 20% during the pandemic. So what? And you know what that is? It says, my Papa Joe used to tell it, make shit happen. And by the way, we were doing tax returns by this thing called fax machines. So just because the pandemic hit, oh, well, okay, guess what? You don't want to come in because Corona and the world says you can't leave your house? Email it to us. We got secure servers. My wife says we have to have everything with all Google and blah, blah, blah. And now you can email it to me and you're safe. And we call you back. And what is up? We then learned how to do DocuSign and bam, the rest is history.
Yeah. I mean, today they have everything online. I mean, if you're not, whatever business you have, whether you're selling widgets, or you're selling tax, financial services, or you're doing leadership programs, you can do it online. I'm not telling you to forget about the old way of doing business. All I'm saying is to adjust with what it is we're going through right now. As soon as this is over, then now you just created an extension to your business. Because as soon as this is over, I'm going to bump into Albert in another event. He's going to be there because this man flies from event to event to event. He's a networking king besides the tax man. So what's going to happen is that now he's doing that. He's going back into the normality of doing business, but at the same time, he's created such a strong foundation to do work virtually that now he's extended his business. So what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? You're waiting for this to be done with? We don't know. It could last 6 months, 6 years. This is not just the United States. This is a global pandemic.
I'm just going to say, what people don't understand is, it's everywhere. And the funny thing is, somebody came in the office when you said this, and he's doing air conditioning repair. And, I tried to do DocuSign, so you don't have to come in.
Right.
He goes, oh, I don't know how to do it on my phone. So do you need to use technology? What for? It's a waste of time. And I go, okay. So I guess you don't want to do air conditioning too long. So anyways, Mr. Burt, now I see some other.
For those of you that don't know what DocuSign is, reach out to Albert. He has all. You may not need him for taxes right now. He may be the guy that can help you out to get yourself on technology like he's doing right now. And building relationships, right? Sometimes I already have a tax man. That's fine. But is that tax man doing good by you? Is that tax man setting up with technology to be able to give you a faster turnaround? Right? You got to look at all these little things. So a lot of times we become comfortable and we become stagnant. And most people that want to grow, those people that want to grow and excel in life, you need to start thinking out of the box. And I know it's an old term, but basically that's what it is. If you're not ready to evolve with time, you become obsolete. And if you know Albert and you guys don't know Albert, you eventually will know Albert because Albert is always working on improving his business himself. and the people around him. And that's who you want to surround yourself with like-minded individuals. So whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever your social media preference is, get on it. And don't waste time allowing all this negative news to consume you. Make choices on what it is you want to learn. Like right now, Albert was having an issue going online with Facebook. And he's like, I'm going to Google it. He's choosing what to Google. He's not allowing social media to tell him what to look for. And a lot of people are like, I don't have time for this technology. What are you talking about? Everyone has.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, well, a lot of people say, I don't have time for technology. And you know what I tell them when they say that, Albert? I tell them, the question is not whether you have time or you don't. The question, are you consuming or are you creating?
Right.
Most people are consuming junk and not creating on technology. And that's what people need to be doing, creating new content. What's Albert doing? Like he said, I'm not a professional doing a show. I just ask questions. I'll cut you off. That's fine. There's a market for that, right? And some people are like, well, you need to be prepared. You have to have your questions. No, just go. Fly with it, man. People are looking for content and they're looking for right now. They need an Albert in their life. Does that make sense?
Sure. So now, sorry here. By the way, I like that beard, that beard.
Thank you, man.
Question.
Yeah.
I know this is, there again, I'm trying to be funny. How much of a day, you see, I think shaving's kind of like, my wife saw me like this, she would kill me. But how much time of a day do you have to keep that smooth looking beard going?
No, I trim it with a stylist that I have like twice a month. I have to go ahead and put some, beard oil and some beard balm, maybe like twice a day, and just brush it out. It's pretty simple, and it makes me stand out compared to all my counterparts.
I can see, but if you're gonna make it stand out, why don't you be like back in the 60s, dude, and tie, see like at the top of your head, where you got it cut, you need to like grow it all up so you can go, hey, man.
Peace, love, and happiness, right?
Huh?
Peace, love, and happiness.
Yeah, right. That's gonna get your wallet big, right? Okay. Anyway, so now I see also on the back, real quick, how does leadership play real quick? And now here's the thing that I hear all the time. I'm a one-person show, or I'm working at Walmart as a cashier. Okay. By the way, is the lawnmower still, can you still hear me okay?
It doesn't matter. I can still hear you, yeah.
Okay. My question to you is, how can the person, listen, my show gears to we're the Increase Your Bottom Line podcast. So how can that one air conditioning guy, because he came into this office last week. Well, if I say office and store, it's the same thing because I have a storefront. So how can that one guy operation take the word leadership and take their business to the next level?
Well, everyone has leadership tendency within themselves, right? Like, for example, you have a family, you have a wife, and you yourself, you wake up every morning and you make certain choices in your life. Now, most people think that, you have to be at a certain level or caliber of a certain level of success in order to say I'm a leader. We're all leaders, but the problem is that most people are leading themselves to failure. They're accepting other people's opinion and making it their reality. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you are right now. It doesn't matter where you came from. What truly matters is where it is you're going in your life. And the best thing is every day we have an opportunity to get started. Every day we have another chance to make it happen. Or like Albert would say, make shit happen.
And by the way, I had to move in. The truth is, usually I got my full studio, but my son is working.
Right.
And my computer at the office blew up, so I had to come here to do it. And there's air. Little do I know, when you do live TV, and I don't say, oh, excuse me, there's an air conditioner, there's a lawnmower. They're cutting the grass behind my house here. By the way, you all know I have a real office. If you see in the back, you come into my office, that's the back of my office. So when I do lives in my office, there is no virtual. You see everything you see behind me there. So, Burt, so now we said that, thank you. So now we're getting pretty close to the end here. What's one thing that you learned during a pandemic? To be fun, or you know.
I mean, pretty much my life. One of the good things that I've really enjoyed is my family coming together.
Right.
We have a pretty nice. Right now, we have 7 people and 4 little doggies living with us, and luckily, we have a pretty nice sized house, so we don't get on each other's nerves. But the cool thing is that, and being able to spend more time with my children, and when I say children, 10 years old anymore, right? They're a lot older, but being able to do that, that's been one of the best things for us, spending more time with them and taking a step, actually taking a moment to really enjoy and be grateful for the things that we've acquired our entire life. That to me has been fun.
Can I ask you a crazy question here? Good, this guy.
Yeah.
I go back out. Listen, here's the question I want to ask you. Since you're all at home, right? What was your favorite game? Because that's what we ended up doing. So I'm going to be funny as we come at the end here. What game do you guys play, to kill time?
Well, yeah, we have, believe it or not, Valerie, if you guys don't know Valerie, one of our business partners, she collects games. So we've played Monopoly. We've played the old stuff like strategy. I forgot. There's a couple of them.
What was your family? No, that's not the question. Question is my family's favorite game was playing Mexican dominoes. Okay, so what was the one game where if you say, Monopoly, whatever, so what was the one game if everybody's like spread out watching Netflix and you say, oh, like in my house, oh, let's go play Mexican dominoes and we'll stop watching Netflix or I'll stop doing editing and I'll say, okay, let's go because we let's get on it. So what's
Albert, we really don't have one game. Okay. We actually, we'll say like, hey, we're going to have game night. And everyone will jump and off what they're doing. They'll reschedule whatever it is they're doing to have game night because we normally don't just do it on a Friday. You know how it is right now. I can get booked even though I'm at home. I could get booked on social media platforms for 6 interviews in a day. Right. So I may say, well, let's do it Friday. Friday comes and I'm booked from morning to afternoon because remember when you're on a virtual platform, someone will pick this up. Someone will pick this up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Because 3 o'clock in the morning for us is probably 9 o'clock in
the morning.
In the morning.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So what happens is at the end of the day, I'm working all crazy time and hours, but I'll go ahead and send out a text message to the family and say, hey, we're having game night. They'll drop everything. Right. They don't care what game it is, just to spend time with the family.
Right. Our big thing, it's so funny when you said that, is the funniest thing we watched, which I think I drop everything to hang out with them, is America's Got Talent. That to me, like every Tuesday and Wednesday, that to me at our house, that's when we all get, we all laugh. We have a good time watching that because that's still like a game, right? We're talking, laughing, and saying, oh, they're going to get booted. They suck. You know how that goes. And it's fun.
You know what I like to see about you, what I like about you, Albert, is seeing that big smile on your face and always being positive. No matter what it is you've gone through, you always have a positive mindset. And I believe a lot of people give up way too soon. And I think a lot of people need to learn that no matter what it is you're going through, some people are going through tougher times than we are. And I understand that. But at the end of the day, nothing bad lasts forever. So just make sure that you just, take a grasp of whatever it is you're going through right now. And just think about there's always something positive. As long as you move, part of the depression and everything comes in when you don't move. What is it? Motion creates emotion. So as long as you move, and if you notice, Albert, there's a lawnmower working. He stands up. He's walking through. A client comes in. He's saying hi. He's always moving. So it's hard for the man to get depressed, no matter, So the whole thing is, that's one of the things I like about you. And I've seen you in many events, with different people. We swim in the same circle of people for the most part. And I think I think I saw you recently. I was my friend Forbes event, and I saw you in the room. Yeah, so what I'm saying, we're in the same places, and I always notice you there because you're always happy. Your energy is flowing. And by the way, you'd be surprised, even when you're in a virtual platform like this, if you're negative, people can tell by looking at that little square. If you're smiling and you're positive and you have, future goals and dreams, you can also see it. The energy vibes through the screen, believe it or not. Next time any one of you are in a virtual platform, look at the little squares. And you yourself will tell that person is not in a good place. That person is a slob. That person doesn't care about themselves. But I want to be like that person. Look how positive they are. Look, and they haven't said one word. Their energy is vibing through the screen. I truly believe that.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. I know you got to go and hang out with your wife and family. I know I always ask, what's the last parting piece of advice you want to give to people, and tell them how a simple way they can get a hold of you so they can make blank happening. Oh, I'm not supposed to.
Well, number one, I'm really easy to find. I've been in the business for over 27 years. All you have to do is look up the name Burt, B-E-R-T, Oliva, O-L-I-V-A. On Google, you'll find me. On any preferred social media, whether it's Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever you want, just look up the name Burt Oliva and you'll find me. Other than that, I just want you to stay strong. Whoever it is that's watching this, maybe this message is for you. And I truly believe you have greatness inside of you. And the only reason you're not living the life that you desire and deserve is by the actions you take every day. I want you to wake up and take action. Whether it's a small little thing that you do or a big thing, I just want you to make sure you take action every day. And no matter what it is you're going through, and no matter what it is you're about to go through, because times are tough, but only the tough will survive. And I truly believe in you guys.
Thank you, Mr.
And my name is Burt Oliva, Cuban-born, American-made.
Oh, there you go.
Life and don't let life live you. And we'll see you guys real soon. Thank you, Albert. Thank you so much.
You have a free gift that you?
Yeah, if you go ahead and direct message me on your preferred social media, my preferred social media currently is Instagram. If you direct message me, I'll give you a free 1-hour webinar that we're doing live, like twice a month, on how to improve your online social media through leadership and subconscious programming and so forth. It's really neat. No one is doing it the way we do it. So if you direct message me, hey, Burt, I saw you on Albert's show, I'll go ahead and send you a link. My team will send you a link to the event. And it's live. It's actually live. It's not a pre-recorded session.
Thank you, Burt. Everybody, we've been watching Rock Your Bottom podcast with my good friend, Burt Oliva. Like I always say, sharing is caring. You could always find me on all social media platforms on Albert C360. And I always have awesome gifts. So you can get my business explosion package, which is, you get my book, The Art of Perception, how the simple and easy way to 10x your business. And by the way, the tiny, tiny, tiny subscript says how I went from cleaning toilets to 7 figures and speaking around the world. The second gift you're going to get is my 50.
You're awesome. Keep going. Keep going. I love it.
My 50 top business deductions that I've saved people millions of dollars doing tax returns in almost 4 decades of work. And obviously, I got to give you my third one is my simple steps to increase your revenue with little or no capital. Burt knows, right? You see how much stuff do I post on Facebook, right? And what's it cost me to click a little link and make a little picture and put it out there, right? And that's what I do. That's how I make money with not spending money on ads. True story. You don't have to believe me. Just check when I've gone on trips and spoke around the world. So it doesn't matter to me, but but I'm out there. So next time you cry, oh, I don't have any money. Maybe you're not taking any action.
There you go.
There you go. I'll end this at one point. And anybody knows me, guys. I do super well in life, okay? My wife, she says, why are you doing this? I'm on a virtual, but look at me on Sunday on Facebook where I'm hanging out at my pool. Before COVID, we're going to go to Australia, see my in-laws. So I do a pretty good life. But no, I'm out here trying to help change the world. Because when I was coming up, there was nobody to hear from me. So I'm trying to be here for you. All right, guys, talk to you very soon. Remember, I always say, sharing is caring. You can find us on all platforms. All right? So talk to everybody soon. And we are, hold it, let me shut off the Facebook here. And let me shut this off here, and we are